Good morning, Amanda Hansen back here at the Action News 5 digital desk. And I'm going to interview now with someone that I always love to talk to because she always has the pulse on the food scene here in the Bluff City. And that is our very own Jennifer Chandler, commercial appeal food reporter. Jennifer, good morning. How you doing?
Good morning. Happy holidays.
I know, right? I see your beautiful tree in the background. Is that a real tree?
And do you see my sweater with my Santas?
Yes,
I'm all in the spirit
it.
already.
I love it. Is that a real tree or a fake tree? It looks real.
It is a real tree. We do the real tree every year. It's, I can't, and everyone says the fake trees are so much more convenient and everything, but I can't give up tradition.
Yeah, my whole life, we have never had a real Christmas tree. And I actually had this conversation with my fiance the other day. I was like, I think next year, because my fake tree it's almost on its last leg. So I was like, I think next year it would be fun to get a real tree. And I hear, just the smell and all of that it really kind of helps to kind of bring you into the Christmas spirit. So I think that's something we're probably going to try out next year.
Yeah, try it, and then if not, then after Christmas next year, buy another fake tree when it's on sale.
That's exciting. Get it on sale at Hobby Lobby, right? So Jennifer, I know that last time we talked to you, we talked about just some really cool Memphis holiday gift ideas for people that were maybe trying to find that special something for someone who's maybe hard to buy for. And I told you yesterday I took some of your advice, but I know this week you recently put together a column about some new places that people can look forward to heading into the new year. I'm super excited.
Yeah, you can almost look at it as a Christmas present for what's coming in 2023.
Exactly.
So, we have such a vibrant and wonderful food scene here in Memphis. I mean, the chefs are amazing and they're so creative and, they're just moving forward and doing some great things. And there are a lot of new things on the horizon. Some of them are brand new, and some of them are from chefs we already know. So let's get started with, I'm going to kind of go in order of when things should open over the next 6 months or so. So the first thing on my list is the Lobbyist. And so anyone that remembers P.O. Press that was in Collierville, Chef Jimmy Gentry is the chef behind that. He also owns Paradox Catering. And he, when P.O. Press was short-lived, but it was fabulous and had great reviews, and I loved every meal I had there. And then they discovered black mold in the ceiling, and they had to close because they couldn't work it out with the landlord. And he's been looking for a new space. That was probably like in 2019, into 2019. So he's been looking for a new space since then, and he has finally found one. He's going to be in the Chiska building. He's going to be taking over the space that was most recently Swanky's Taco Shop. And it was the original lobby for the Chiska Hotel, so that's why it's called the Lobbyist. And Jimmy said some of the dishes will be familiar from P.O. Press, but he's also doing some new things. He's totally remodeled the space. He is hoping to open in the beginning of January, so he should be coming the first week or two. So get excited about that. And one of the things that's going to be cool about in the springtime, they have a fabulous patio area. And in the spring, that is going to open up as well, kind of extending his restaurant. So I'm very, very excited about that one. Next on the list coming in January is the Ready Room Tap Room. So Hook Point Brewery is in Collierville, and they don't have their own tap room yet. And they have been working on this space in Brookhaven Circle. It's kind of, it's right next door to Fox Ridge Pizza, kind of across the street from Dory Restaurant and Andrew Michael Italian Kitchen. And they're opening a tap room for their brewery. And one of the things that's going to be fun is they're going to incorporate beer into some of the menu items. If I remember correctly from when we spoke with the owners, they're going to do like a beer battered French toast for breakfast. And, they're going to kind of do some fun things like that. So beer lovers, get excited. East Memphis is about to have a tap room because as I'm thinking about it right now, I don't think there are any tap rooms in East Memphis. They seem to be all in Midtown and downtown.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah, you're
Am I
right.
missing one?
You're right. And I'm excited about that one too. And I like the idea of incorporating some of the beers into the recipes and stuff. What is the one that opened up at the Memphis airport that did kind of the same thing at the airport?
Oh, Memphis Made.
Memphis Made. I was trying to remember off the top of my head, but I know they did some of that too with some of their dishes, and it was awesome. So I'm looking forward to this one, and that's pretty close. I live in Bartlett, so that'll be closer for me to go check out. So I'm excited about that one.
Well, here, my next restaurant is also going to be also in East Memphis. So it'll be even closer to you. Bog and Barley is the latest restaurant by DJ Naylor, who owns Celtic Crossing. And he has teamed up with Chef Rennie Alfonso. And people may remember Rennie from days past. He was the chef at Chez Philippe after Jose Gutierrez. And I mean, it's been a while since he was gone. He left and he was up north and working in Philadelphia and New York for Star Restaurant Group and some other famous restaurants for about 10 years. And he had moved back to Memphis this year, and the two are going to open an upscale Irish restaurant. And it's going to be in Regalia Center. If you remember where Great Wine and Spirits was, they've taken over that space. So it's kind of nestled in between Paradise Cafe and Ronnie Grisani's. And then there's the Mexican restaurant on the other side. It's kind of nestled in back there. And one of the things that they're doing that's very cool is DJ and his wife have gone to Ireland, and they have hired somebody who's created all the millwork, like the bar and different things without the restaurant. It's all being made in Ireland and shipped over. So it is going to be a very authentic, unique space. And he says he will be open before St. Patrick's Day. That is his goal.
Yes.
They've had some snafus, but he said he will be open before St. Patrick's Day. That's their biggest day of the year.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it just makes sense to do that. And I remember you talking about this place before, and I was excited about it then. So now to know that like we're getting closer and closer to that coming to fruition, I'm excited.
I know. I feel like some of these restaurants on my list we've talked about before, but construction delays have just pushed people back and back and back. So it's looking like all of these are really going to happen in this time frame this spring. So
2023 is the year. 2023 is the year.
Like in 2023 is going to be a better year for construction. Fingers crossed. So Felicia Suzanne's it's under construction. It's coming back around. She is moving on over to South Main. And so she's going to have Felicia Suzanne. She has actually two things she's doing together, Felicia Suzanne and Flo's. And so Felicia Suzanne's is going to be a new modern version of her restaurant. It's where Spendini used to be on South Main, if you remember where that restaurant was. And next door to it, she is going to have Flo's, which is going to be a marketplace that features her line of jams and jellies and pickled goods that she makes under the name Flo's, but she's also going to carry different locally made foods in there. So it's going to kind of be a restaurant with a market next to it. I think it's going to be really great. Felicia is so creative and also so passionate about local things. So I'm excited to see what she puts in Flo's. But she said she should open in probably late spring if all goes as planned. So they're well underway there. So that should be cool. I feel like that we've been waiting a year because she closed about this time last year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm still looking forward to going to check it out. I've never been there. I've never been to Felicia Suzanne. So.
Oh, really?
And I've heard you talk about the fried chicken there, and that she is just so friendly with all the guests that come through. She used to give big hugs. I believe you said that she's so
you're thinking of Alcinia's.
That's what I'm thinking of. Okay. Well. Just kidding.
But Alcinia's is now officially open and great and wonderful too. And you will get a hug when you go in there to eat, as well as having your fried chicken. But when you go to Felicia Suzanne's, and I did ask her this, and people have eaten there before, she has one of my favorite appetizers I've ever had, not just in Memphis, but anywhere. It is a she calls them the barbecue oysters over grits. And they're these like perfectly fried oysters. I don't know how she does them. They're like crispy yet tender, and they melt in your mouth, and they're in this. When you say it's a barbecue sauce, it's more of a New Orleans style of barbecue sauce, which is more heavy on the Worcestershire. And but it's served over grits. I mean, it is like heaven, this appetizer. And she promised me that it will be on the menu at the new restaurant. So it's coming back. So get excited. That's the first thing you'll have to try when you get.
Exactly. Yeah. So Definitely, for sure.
So
She recommended
next,
it.
next on my list is Anima Coffee Bar and Coffee and Amara Bar. And so this is from Tim and Terry Perkins that own Vice and Virtue Coffee. I love what they did when they opened their coffee shop in Arrive Memphis Hotel. And they were inspired to open something a little different. And they do a lot of traveling, and they had seen coffee and Amara bars in other big cities. And they decided they wanted to bring this kind of concept to Memphis. So it's a coffee bar by day, and it's an upscale cocktail bar by night that focuses on Italian Amaros. And they're going to be going into the Citizen, which is that apartment building that is at the corner of McLean and Union. And they're super excited. Construction is, I think, just started. So they will be late May, probably early summer is when they're going to be opening. And I think it's going to be kind of a really cool, unique, different concept. And I can't wait to see it. They're working with Natalie Lieberman, who's an interior designer on the space. Oh, and she's also working with Felicia Suzanne's. And so I love everything that she's ever done. And I can't wait to see what she does with these two spaces.
Yeah.
So I have two more on my list.
Yeah, no, but that one's right down the street from the station, so I have no excuse not to go there.
Yes, and if you go, their bourbon, Vice and Virtue's bourbon mocha. It's like they barrel roast their coffee in Blue Note bourbons barrels, and then they make this mocha out of it, and it is like so good. And in fact, it would be perfect on Friday with our weather that we're having.
Right, exactly. I know, I'm dreading it. It's gonna be so cold.
So, okay, the Public Bistro. So it's going in where Sweetgrass was in the Cooper Young neighborhood. And if you've never been to Knife Bird, this is Kate Ashby. She is the owner of Knife Bird, and it is like my favorite little wine bar to meet friends. She has an excellent wine selection and some craft cocktails and charcuterie boards. And it's a really fun place to meet friends for a cocktail. And that's located on the corner of Central and Cooper. And so right around the street, she's taking over the Sweetgrass space. She's totally gutting it. She's starting from fresh, and she's going to make an American style bistro there that should open probably late spring, early summer. And she gave me a quote when we were talking about when she announced that she was taking over the space that I just love. She says it's going to be if Houston's and Huey's had a baby. So I think that's a good combination. I can't wait to see what that is, because I love both of those restaurants.
Same.
Yep. And so the last one on my list of three is Three of Cups Wine Bar. And this is from Jake Smith. And many may not know his name, but he is a sommelier and bartender around town. He's currently the general manager of a restaurant downtown, 117 Prime. And he has kind of grown up in the wine business. His father, Scott Smith, owns Rootstock Wine Merchants, which is a new wine store here in town. Scott has owned a couple of wine stores over the years, but Rootstock opened this year, and it's in the Edge District. And it focuses on small family-owned wineries around the globe. So if you are into wine, you definitely need to go check out Rootstock. But right next door, Jake is going to open a wine bar. And again, this will probably open late spring, early summer, and it sounds like it's going to be a really kind of fun place to stop by and have a little bit of a snack and a glass of wine, either before dinner or after dinner or for meeting with friends. So I think that that's going to be a great place to go. And if we have time, do we have time? Then I can give you a couple of more tidbits of things that are coming.
Oh, throw them out there. I'm all about it. Let's do it.
Oh, okay. Number one is if you, I announced today in the paper, it's very exciting. Ciao Bella is reopening in its new space on Thursday this week. Oh. So that's very exciting. Elwood Shack is opening a second location. We can't share the space, but I have actually seen it. It is bigger. It is cool. It has a parking lot. It's still kind of it's in the University of Memphis area. But he's gonna have a coffee bar and be able to serve more things, and I think it's gonna be a really great addition to his business. Front Street Deli, it has been put on hold, the remodel, because they were doing the historic building that it sits in at the corner of Union and Front was having work done on the facade. That is now done. So they're starting to work on the interior. So Front Street Deli will be back coming in the next couple of months. Chef Tam of Chef Tam's Underground Cafe is opening something new that she's working on too. She it's going to be in Whitehaven, and it's still, she's not named it yet, but basically she has gone recently on a plant-based diet. So she's going to a couple of days a week serve menu items off of her plant-based diet, but she's actually going to host other guest chefs the other days of the week, because she says she's been so blessed to have so much experience over the years. She wants to help other people own their own restaurant and learn what to do. So she's going to open up this new restaurant. Will kind of be, I hate to say incubator, but it will kind of be like a place where chefs that are wanting to get into business can go and kind get practice as they're getting their feet wet.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's really cool. And I think that's going to be great for the Whitehaven area. And like you said, being able to kind of help to be a mentor to younger chefs wanting the dream that she's created for herself. So I think that's awesome. She's always, I mean, I've never met her personally. I know she's been here at the station and done interviews on Bluff City Life and things like that. But she just seems like she is the sweetest person, and like she's more about giving and how can I help you than really, you know, about anything else. And so this is really cool. I'm so glad to hear this, you know.
Yeah, she's a lovely, generous person with a big heart. And boy, she makes some good, I love all of her creativeness with all of her, those Bayou fries I just dream about. If you've never had those, are so, so good.
We have not been to the actual restaurant, but she has catered here at the station. So I've been able to enjoy her I mean, everything that she does, I think, is delicious. Like, I haven't had anything bad. So,
and I got one more. Blue Honey Bistro is closing at the end of this year temporarily to remodel and take over the space next door. So that's in Germantown. And so it will be opening, they're hoping a few months is what they said on their social media. But they are basically expanding their restaurant, because they have a lovely little restaurant if you have not been there. But it is, when I say little, it is tiny. I don't even know how many tables it is, but it is not many. And so, but they have amazing food, and I'm excited that they're going to be expanding their business.
Yeah, so much exciting stuff. I love it.
As we start to close.
Yeah, as we start to close out this year, move on into 2023. And Jennifer, I know that you have a busy holiday. Are you ready for it?
Yep. I'm getting there. All my family arrived last night, so we have, as I told you yesterday, I'm feeding 8 or 9 for the next 5 days every night. So wish me luck.
Yeah, bless you. No, but it'll be a good time, I'm sure, to spend with family and things like that. Yes. So, well, happy holidays, Jennifer, and we love having you on here. And you have a very Merry Christmas, and we'll see you after the New Year.
Yep. Merry Christmas.